Hello, my name is Vivi Satorsky, and I'm a coach with the Corrections and Community Engagement Technical Assistance Center at the American Institutes for Research, funded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance and the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. And I wanted to welcome you to this pre-recorded youth interview during Second Chance Month of 2023. The participant today has chosen a pseudonym for his own privacy, but has been a participant in Second Chance grant-funded programming. On behalf of the American Institutes for Research and the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, we appreciate their participation and discussion because we believe in the importance of youth voice. Moderating today's event will be Joshua Calorino from Youth Move National. Joshua Calorino is an enthusiastic youth advocate working for change in the mental health system in Florida and nationally. His previous professional experiences include serving as a lead peer evaluator, and certified recovery peer specialist, as well as an executive team member with Youth Move Miami and serving as the board president for Youth Move National. He is very passionate about youth voice and systems change. He has been a leader in his community and nationally. He hopes to help those with passion for positive change to be leaders in those changes. I'm going to turn the conversation over to Joshua and our youth participant.
Hello, everyone. As was said, my name is Josh Calorino, and I am going to be speaking to A. First off, A, thank you for being here. We really appreciate that. And to go ahead and start us off, I'm going to begin with just some introductory questions that we can go ahead and get to know you. With that being said, what is one thing you would like us to know about you?
That, like, everything that I've done doesn't define me, you know what I mean? That doesn't make me who I am, you know what I mean? I think that a lot of people put connotations on me for past experiences that I've done and stuff like that. And I just want people to know that just because people make mistakes doesn't mean that people don't have something to give, something to offer.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And to follow up, what has been that you are doing or even have done recently that you're proud of?
I'm in school right now, at a certain point, I did have really good grades, right now, I had straight A's, but right now I got like 1C, but everything else is A's and B's. I'm in school right now to be a dentist.
That's amazing. Love to hear that. If you could change just any rule, what would it be?
Rule as what?
Rule isn't just any rule. It could be potentially a law, could be a rule within the juvenile justice system, just anything that you would consider a rule.
The rule that I changed is like all these people getting locked up for drug charges that are in there for weed, in there for like 15 years, people like that. Those are something that, that's something that I've always seen, like the injustice and the unfairness sometimes in the justice system that I wish I could change.
Right. Thanks for sharing once more. And this will be the last of our introductory questions here. And it is, if you could promise any service or even any support to a youth who is returning home, what would it be?
Honestly, that's something I think about all the time. If I could offer a service, it would just be someone to be there, like a mentor or something like that. Because I know that's what, a lot of us don't have a support system, That's why we all get into what we get into, So it's like, a lot of us don't got a mom that care what we do, or a father that care what we do, A lot of us don't got someone to tell us or give us like a role model, A lot of us don't got role models to look up to, because all the people that we look up to got guns, and all the people that we look up to is out here in the streets thugging it. So I feel like we need more role models and more people that people can look up to instead of the people that we look up to right now,
Got it. Yeah. So essentially embedding a role model to support once they get out. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about reentry, and we're defining reentry here as young people returning to their communities following confinement under community supervision, right? It includes the support that you have received both in the facility and out of the facility.
Okay.
So with that being where we're working from, the question I want to ask now is, what has been the most helpful to you while you were in placement?
Honestly, staff, speaking to me, like just that communication with staff. So when you locked up and you're a young-minded person, you're a young-minded man or anybody, individual, female, you know what I mean? Like we in a traumatic experience regardless. We got in there from living a traumatic experience, no matter what we can say. Like no matter what we want to say, like it was a traumatic experience what got us locked up because we got arrested, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like the communication with staff and being able to just speak to you and like ask you about your day, like stuff that we don't hear, on a daily basis.
And staff who truly care about the well-being
Yeah.
for the youth that are in the system.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. My next question is, what is something you feel you know now versus when you were in out of home placement?
Something that I learned now is that jail or like DYS or anything like that, that it's all a plot to keep you down, in my opinion. Like I feel like don't be wrong, I understand why the justice system is in place, you know what I mean? And I understand that, but think about it like this, right? We not grown men. Obviously, some of the people there but have been locked up for a while. So some of them are like 18, 19, 21. You feel me? I spent my 18th birthday in DY. You feel me? Bro, like some of us are grown men, but like you gotta understand, we're growing up in a confined area. So mind you, we're growing up and not normally. Like I didn't have a childhood. You know what I mean? My childhood was spent in DY well, I'm losing social skills. I'm losing like my motivations in life because all I know is confinement. So when you sit there and you put yourself in like a jail setting, right? You put yourself in a DYS setting, and you're putting a young 14-year-old boy, a 13-year-old boy. Now he's in gladiator school, you know what I mean? Trying to defend himself when he need to be defended.
Dive a little deeper into that. What, if any, are some of the difficulties you have had with engaging with people that have been working with you in this process?
I mean, I could tell you my caseworker, you know what I mean, when I first met her, like, you know what I mean, I hated her, you know what I mean? Like everybody, like in the staff, like situations, I hated all the staff for a really long time. And it's because I had the bad connotation, like I had like this bad thought of staff that like all the staff was bad, you feel me? But my caseworker, she was like, you feel me? She showed me love for a fact, you know what I mean? But like wait, what's the question again? I lost my train of thought. I
Uh,
apologize.
no, no worries at all. What were some difficulties you have had engaging with people that have been working
Oh,
with you?
exactly. So look, so me when I first met her, like I didn't trust no staff.
To again, to continue on here, what helped you maintain contact with your family and other people in your life?
Well, personally, it's not as like easy as for me because me and my mom don't speak anymore. So none of my family really speak to me at all. So I don't really stay in contact much with my family at all.
Understood.
Yeah.
What relationships then have been most important to supporting you in this process?
What relationship has been the most what?
Important to supporting you.
Honestly, my caseworker,
Mhm.
she's been everything to me, she's more like a mother to me than my own mom's been to me, you know what I mean? She always checks up on me, and you know what I mean, I love her to death, so at the end of the day, like she's a person that takes me to my appointments. She's a person that helps me guide me in the path that I need to be.
Yeah, they can understand that. So it sounds like you mentioned before that there was some times where you had difficulty trusting staff and it was
Yeah,
difficult to do that. But with your caseworker, at least now, it's
yeah.
not like that. Could you maybe walk us through what that looked like and what makes your caseworker so different and so helpful to you?
Definitely, so she personally, like, what I mean, when I first met her, what I mean, she saw that I had a lot of anger in me, you know what I mean? And she genuinely, like, she let me be able to take it out in a healthy way. She saw that I was hurt, she saw that I was going through a lot. She saw that I wasn't trying to act out because of her. And she gave me the time that I needed. And that's a lot of things that a lot of staff they don't see, and a lot of staff don't understand that they don't have the patience that certain people need, you know what I mean? Because we high risk youth. You got to understand, we're coming from experiences where we're getting shot at. We're coming from experiences where we're fighting. We're coming from experiences where we have bad home lives. We're coming from all these experiences. So when we're in a confined space, thinking about all our mess ups, thinking about all the things that we could have did better, what I mean? All the things we could have did better. We're angry, we're angry. So she gave me the time to process everything. And, even though it was hard to work with at first, she gave me the time to be able to get comfortable. She let me give she gave me the time to build the trust with her before she even was trying to get me in place. Like, she was like, you know what I mean? When I first met her, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. She came every week trying to talk to me. I kept on denying. And she was like, hey, at the end of the day, you might not want to speak to me, but I'm gonna try until you do. And for me, ever since then, it's been history.
Got it. So it sounds like the caseworker coming at you with that compassion and continuing to do so, being patient, allowing you to be comfortable, getting that rapport built, all of that helped you to finally get to that good relationship you have now.
Exactly.
Got it. With that, it could be the caseworker, but maybe something else, maybe both, I don't know. But what has been most helpful in terms of support, or even what program has been more helpful that has been available to you as you're preparing to leave confinement?
Honestly, wait, when I'm preparing me to leave confinement?
If you were or are leaving confinement.
Right. No, I'm not in confinement right now. I'm currently in a program. Well, the programs that are helping me is my caseworking team, and
Mhm.
also I'm in a program right now called Rally, which is an amazing program. Which they gave me my own apartment. You know what I mean? They were giving me, you have to work. You know what I mean? They were giving me like little steps that I had to do before I could even get the apartment. Before I could even, so when I came home, because I had no place to stay. I had no place to stay. My mom didn't want to speak to me. My mom wanted me out of her house. So they ended up finding me a place to stay. You know what I mean? They helped me file my taxes. They helped me do everything. Like, anything that I need, Riley's there to help me, you know?
Got it. Yeah, thank you. And is Rally an acronym, or is it like, or does it
Riley,
mean something?
I think it's an acronym, but I don't know what it stands for.
Yeah, no worries at all. So Rally, see, it's a program that's been very, very helpful to you.
Yeah.
Got it. And what do you wish was available to you that has not been as you've been preparing to leave or have left confinement?
Honestly, what I wish was available was more like on spot jobs. I wish that they gave people more because I feel like that's also been a struggle for a lot of youth, high risk youth, that it's the money. I mean, it's like a lot of us need money, and a lot of us need job experience, and a lot of us don't have places to go to work because we feel like if we go to work, you feel me, anything could happen. Because I can't go get a job in my city, you know what I mean? Because you never know what could happen, who can see me, you know what I mean? So I feel like there should be more jobs that Rally could find, or not Rally, DYS could find, you know what I mean, for youth, for when they come out, that here, sign this application, we can get you to work.
Understood. Yeah. So just more support around finding work.
Yeah.
Got it. What would you want to tell another young person at the start of their journey in out of home placement? What advice would you give them?
that your name in the streets don't get you nowhere. So no matter how many people you done did bad to, no matter who you trying to impress, no matter, what I mean, no matter like no matter the excitement you get, that like your name in the streets won't get you a credit score, won't get you a car, won't get you an apartment, won't get you nowhere in life. After a certain point, after you're 18, you get no more sympathy. So once you're 18 and you're facing calendar numbers because you want to be doing all types of, in the streets and stuff like that, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to mess up right now, but it's gonna be a rude awakening if you want to keep on.
And this is the last question we'll go through today. And this one is just, let's say, a bonus question. If there were just a message, any message you wanted to send to anyone, could be the world, could be the caseworkers, anything like that. If there was just something you wanted to tell them, what would you say?
Oh, I just want to give what's it called? The only thing I want to say is that people that work, in DYS, or anybody that, helps kids and high risk youth, or like high risk youth at all, in general, like that's God's work, what I mean? Like a lot of us don't get the support we need, and a lot of us don't have the opportunities we need. So it's just like when anybody gives us a time of day, it means a lot. So even if what I mean, your work, like the person, your client doesn't show it, I know that they're grateful, because I'm grateful every single day for my caseworker, my rally team, anybody, and what I mean, in my life that's supporting me, because I never had a support system to begin with. So I'm just super grateful for them. That's the only thing I want to say. I hope that they hear that.
Thank you very much for your time, A. We really appreciate what you have shared with us today,
And
and we look forward to being able to use this to make a better system.
absolutely, absolutely.